everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Scraps with Chaps, the show where we take random things from our refrigerator and pantry and make it into a delicious, delectable meal. So, for today's episode, I was feeling a stuffed bell pepper moment, right? And I happen to have quite a few things in my refrigerator that would suit this. Just so happen to have, I don't know, some leftover chicken. Yes, it's in a Ziploc bag, but it's in a, keep it nice and airtight. But this was spiced with some of this awesome chicken seasoning, like there's some spicy chicken seasoning, but it's not too much like in your face. But we can get into that later. So I had this chicken seasoning, the chicken seasoning. I'm a kook. Anyway, so I had the chicken. I had some bacon, right? Some uncured smoked bacon, right? Happen to have some organic carrots. Had me, obviously, the bell pepper. A tomato. A California avocado, because they are the best. We have a white onion. And we have some. This is like, I believe they called it was like, this cheese right here. It's meant for melting, for cheese dip, for like queso dip. But it's jalapeno queso dip cheese, basically, but in a block. So what we're gonna do with it, you'll see in a sec, how all that's gonna get put into the bell pepper. It's delish, it's fantastic. Real quick, simple spices that we used. Not spices, but like just simple seasonings, roughly, if you want to call it that. We used a little bit of lime juice in this concoction. We used some sea salt, some hot Mexican style chili powder, and this kickin' cheese and oh my goodness, this kickin' chicken seasoning. Anyway, you'll see that all in a second, but let's get to the cooking part and I will see you when it's done. Okay? So enjoy. So at this point, we are going to be prepping the carrots at the moment. Basically, the biggest thing is to separate them and chop off the green parts up to about a ½ inch or an inch. It doesn't matter, it just depends on what you like. Also, make sure you wash your vegetables. Now what I'm doing is I'm giving it a nice cut, like just for appearances. It's not really for anything specific, it's just to make it look pretty. Now with here, I'm taking the bell pepper and just getting that prepped as well, because I want to get everything taken care of and cut before I end up stuffing the bell pepper. So I'm taking out the seed, all the seeds, one by one, getting all the little scraps out. Boom. Now it's onto the onion. Now basically I had way too much because I'm only stuffing one bell pepper, so I didn't need much. So I cut it in a quarter piece and chopped a few slices off so I could have enough onion to stuff the bell pepper with. And finally onto the tomato. Now basically the tomato, it's not really going anywhere in the bell pepper. It's primarily going to be used as a cover after I get done stuffing it. It'll be like one of the last things to be stuffed. Onto the carrots. Basically what we're going to do, you're going to get some, I'm using some oil, some grapeseed oil because it's great for high cooking or high temperature cooking, and I'm basically just cooking up, like frying up the carrots pretty quickly, no more than 10 minutes, but you would just want to get them to a nice vibrant color, kind of charred, not too much like the skin wise, but like you want them kind of soft. And now I'm taking them out and drying them off on a paper towel. Voila. Now, here comes the best part about the carrots. The bacon. So now we're just going to pat down the carrots, make sure it is nice and dry from the oil. And we're just going to give each carrot a nice wrap of this bacon. Make sure it's tight, but not too tight. You want to make sure it's going to like stick or stay on there, kind of press it on the carrot, kind of mold it to the carrot, shape it. Make these carrots nice and thick. You know what I'm saying? But that's basically all we're going to do. This is all prepping it. And then afterwards, after these carrots are done, they'll go into the refrigerator for a little bit while we wait. So basically, now that the chicken is reheated in the wok that I was using, it's a nice golden brown color. I'm cutting the cheese. Just me? Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stuff the walls of the bell pepper to make sure each piece of, like, there's a slice of cheese for each wall of the pepper. Sometimes you can put a piece of one of the smaller pieces on the very bottom so you can have a nice layer of cheese. But we are not going to do that. We're just going to go straight for the chicken. We're going to stuff it in there as much as possible, but leaving enough room for the other ingredients that we're going to be putting in. Put one more layer of cheese in there, and then we go for our onions. The next thing is that we're going to cut this avocado up so we can throw a little layer of avocado in there, because who doesn't like avocado? Plus it's like super healthy for you. I absolutely adore avocados, especially with some chili and lime, but that's just me. But anyway, so now we're getting the spoon, we're carving a little bit of out, and what we're gonna do, we're just gonna take little pieces there, as you see right there as I zoomed in, just stuffing it in there, giving a nice little layer. Then I throw another layer of cheese, bam. And then finally the tomato, and then you just stuff it in there, make it all nice and good. Then after that, throw a little bit of chili powder and some lime juice to kind of dilute it. We're gonna move all this stuff over, because now it is time to close up the bell pepper. Okay, so this right here is some cooking twine. Basically, people use it for like turkeys or chickens or whatever. Right now, I'm going to use it for this bell pepper. And if you can, tie it to the stem of the bell pepper on top, but it's not a requirement. I had a little issues with this, but it's okay. We all get that way sometimes. Yeah, as you can see here, I was struggling hardcore. The struggle was so real. Don't judge me. But yeah, so we're basically just gonna tie it up as tight as you can get it, and then you're just gonna kind of tuck it, because it really doesn't matter what you do with it at the end of the day as long as there's a knot. And now it's time for the aluminum foil. We're gonna wrap this just like a baked potato. Wrap, wrap, wrap. Make sure the top is like, has a little bit more room, but it's nice and packed like a baked potato. Now that everything's prepared, we're gonna put everything in the oven. Simple as that. The first thing that we're gonna take care of is the main dish itself, which is the stuffed bell pepper. And we got that right here, and it's pretty much wrapped up like a baked potato. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna heat up the oven bake it just like a baked potato. So we're gonna hit bake, we're gonna put it to 400 degrees, and then we're gonna put this in for about 25 minutes. We've gotten the bell pepper out of the oven. It's been 25 minutes. The bell pepper is done at this point. Now I just took it out of the oven and set it to the side. So what we're gonna do now, because we have our carrots that are wrapped in bacon and have like a syrup. You can use maple syrup or a pancake syrup, honestly, because most people have pancake syrup in their house anyway. So, you know. Thankfully, I pre-gamed it, but here are our carrots. Whoops, they're kind of sticky, but so our carrots right here, they have been wrapped in the smoked bacon, and I put the syrup glaze on top of it. And that is the broiler. Carrots are ready to go. What we're gonna do is we're gonna stick them in the broiler. It's gonna be at 400 degrees, and we're just gonna cook the bacon at this point because the carrots are cooked enough and they'll warm up as well. And then all the flavors will get to know each other, you know. It'll be a whole good little medley of flavor when it's done. But with the bacon, you just want to get it nice and crispy. It doesn't have to be too crispy, but at that point it depends on how crispy you like your bacon. Me personally, I like a nice middle ground between a little chewy but a little crispy. Sometimes I like it crispier than others, but it just depends on you. Okay friends, so it is finally done and everything's put together. This dish came out so perfectly. I'm so happy and I'm so thrilled and I can't wait to share it with you. I just need to know if you're ready. Well, let's do a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Thank you again for joining me on this fun cooking video. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like below. Feel free to share with your friends. I'd love to hear your opinions on this, and if you do want to try this out and you make it, please tag me in a photo. Make sure you hit up my Instagram or post it on my Facebook page or any of my social medias, because I pretty much have them all. Anyway guys, you have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, whatever time of year it is you're watching this, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!